All right, just so you can see, this is so I can lay plastic across it. Does that make sense? And for our little 1 day, 2 day little frost going on, I'm not ready for all my tomatoes to die. I'm not ready to have to come out and harvest all yet. It's not a hard freeze, it's just a frost. So they need to stay on the vine. To do that, I have to protect them. To do that, I want to protect my plastic. So these are all the A-frames that I had built. Zoom out, you can see it. There you go. Took a piece of pool noodle, put it across the top, because this is where the two pieces of wood come together and they're just square. So this rounds the edges so they don't rip the plastic. Secured them with zip ties, and then you can see on that one where I'm wrapping a piece of duct tape around it so the plastic tip here doesn't, how do I say it, doesn't come out and poke a hole in the plastic. Because long term, if these hold up well for this little frost, does that make sense? These A-frames would be really good out here for some of the greens. As an example, turnips, the carrots that are here, those both like cold weather, believe it or not. They germinate better in cold weather. It's just what they do and how they do it. And giving them a little bit of, covering tends to help them not freeze. Did the same thing with my turnips. Now, my beets didn't like it. The first year I was here, I did all cold frames. So these would be awesome cold frames, So going ahead and using the duct tape and the zip ties to just go ahead and secure it, I think long term will help, because I'll be able to, again, to use them as cold frames, not just my metal hoops. And you can tell where I've still got to get the plastic on them for things like the lettuces and stuff that will stay out here until it just gets too cold. Now, a little frost is just that. It's a little frost. Things like the lettuces and the mustard greens, those will end up in the hoop tunnel long term because they won't take the cold. But turnips will, and so will carrots. So, I don't know. So far, to me, it's an awesome idea. Went to the dollar store, bought 4 pool noodles. Yeah, I'm just going to keep going. Until it works or it fails. All right, let me finish this last one up. All right, it's a little after 4. And what you can tell or see is I've done things like wood with screen, my little cold frames without plastic right now, and then I've got the 2 larger cold frames down there that I have to fix. We have snow, they'll collapse. But for a frost, I can drape a piece of plastic over there. I can drape a piece of plastic, hopefully long enough to go from this one to this one. What does that do? I've got things like, that's a baby strawberry spinach that should grow in a cold frame. They should do well out here. That one right there is a regular spinach. Same thing, it should do well out here in just a cold frame. The green beans are going to die regardless, and you can tell I've got a bug issue. So, green beans are spent. I might get a couple here or there, but they're done for the most part for the season. My orchas are still in here, doing awesome. And my mustard greens are still in here doing awesome. Now I will do a whole nother planting of both of these in the hoop tunnel. But I'm not ready to give them up yet. I'm just not done. I need these guys to go to seed so I can collect seed. Because the ones in the hoop tunnel won't seed till spring, and I need to be able to plant again in spring. Before the ones in the hoop tunnel seed. So it's that still being able to eat off of it, pulling seed where I need to pull seed, and just kind of keep going. So everything rotates through. My fall stuff gets planted in the spring, and spring stuff gets planted in the fall. All right, so having said that, next row, there's you saw all the pool noodles to protect the plastic. Because again, all I'm going to do is drape plastic over it right now. I went ahead and stuck some paracord. There's like 2 sheets of it, hopefully to help, hold the center up. It's going to droop, but these are all the radishes. That's radish bloom. Every place there's a bloom like that there, that's a seed pod in between my fingers. They're tiny, but I need them to seed. Just need them to seed. So, and again, if it's not a hard freeze coming, it's just a frost. So, you know, drape a piece of plastic over it, kind of let it lay down on the sides, left and right. My parsnip, I love it. This is my parsnip, and you see how it doesn't look like a carrot top. It's got a larger stalk on it. It's because it's getting ready to seed. Now this is the only parsnip that came up. Again, that's why I'll let stuff go to seed. Get rid of the weed here. You know, because this one seed head should give me hundreds of parsnips. But it's got to seed and it's got to survive the frost. Same thing with all the carrots. Some of these carrots are ready to pick, but a lot of them did not come up the way they should have. I don't know if it was just the heat. So I want them to seed. You know, I want to make sure I have plenty of seeds. Yep, just like I was worried because I didn't see carrots here. That's a carrot. Now why the seed came over here with the lettuces, no clue, but that's a carrot. And you see how it's just baby started. It was planted the same time as those were. I think it was too hot. You know? Just too hot. All right. So anyway, paracord across there so again I can drape some plastic. Tomatoes, like I already said, the plastic that used to have the dirt on it, it's right there. I'll just kind of fold it over the top of them so they can, you know, survive this little frost. It's not a freeze, it's a frost. All anybody's got to do is survive. I've not watered these guys yet. That's why they're looking a little droopy. They're next. But I wanted to, since I started prepping in here, you can see where I've taken up all the black plastic. Taken up all the black plastic on this side. I need to feed in here. I have the water going on in here right now. I need to fill this barrel so I can use my water and water as necessary. Because it's one of those, I gotta take the hose out to be able to close the door in the freeze, and I gotta take the hose out anyway if I'm gonna redo the plastics. I mean, there's just, hose gotta come out, and yes. Yeah, I've got grass growing up on the inside through the bricks. I'm probably gonna cut black strips here and fill all those bricks with black plastic. Kind of scoot it under the wood. So hopefully it'll kill off all that grass this winter. That's the plan. That's what the black plastic is there for. All right. It's amazing. This side doesn't have any grass growing. Just my peppers are like, can we get some water? I'm working on it. Yeah. So I got to water and feed in here, and again I have to replace the plastic. I can see through it. That's not going to make it through winter. Now this will survive the frost. Does that make sense? This will survive the upcoming frost because it's just a frost. It's not a freeze. I've already decided that I will not plant seeds in here prior to the frost. I will wait till after the frost and just, you know, do what I do. You know, it's all right. I'm out. Nicotina's still going crazy. I have one little squash right there. I don't know if it's gonna make it because the crookneck squash is kind of spent. It's out of season. I'm not going to protect this in the frost. If it makes it, great. If not, that's okay too. And supervisor's coming to check. She's telling me I should go put tools away and go in the house and process the food that I harvested. See, she's still inspecting. Actually, what she's looking for, because she knows I fill the barrels, she's looking for water. And I'm not going to fill all the barrels tonight. I forgot to bring down the black, large 35-gallon trash bags that I put in the barrels. So the water then goes in the trash bag and I don't end up with mold and stuff growing in the barrels. You know, so put water in that one. That's what the hose is there for. Let it go for like an hour so I can get some water in here. And then that way I still have a strawberry spinach over here. Isn't he pretty? So, yeah. Let him stay right there. Peppers are in here, and that way I can water, because again, I got to move the hose out if I'm going to end up closing the door. So, it's all good. All right. Talk to you later. So I figured while I was standing here, I'd do a persimmons update. Or not persimmons, excuse me, passion fruit. I still have passion fruit everywhere on the vine. There's some more up there. There's some more there. The crazy part is the lower ones. Looks like that one's starting to turn yellow at the bottom. Isn't that awesome? But it looks like something is getting to them before I get to them. That's probably the lowest one that I've seen so far. You know? But like all the ones that were on this vine here, they're all gone. Something's eating them. You know? Because they're not even laying here dead or dying, you know? Under the ground. So I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't know. Being that this is strictly a volunteer, I've eaten one, and it was awesome. It was really sweet. Yeah, I'd like to have more. So we start thinking about things. A cattle hoop or a cattle panel is going to be the best thing here, truly. You know, some sort of archway for them to climb up and over. That way they stay planted there. You know, come up and over here to the left, because this is where my water comes in. And they can just be, you know, come over on the arch, and then, I know that sounds crazy, if we do an arch like that, or if I do an arch like that with a cattle panel, I can hang a netting in the middle, so when they drop off the vine, does that make sense? They hit a netting and never actually touch the ground. And that way I can see if I can harvest more, which is not something I can do right now. You know? There's passion fruit everywhere. So we'll see. Maybe this little frost will convince them they need to ripen up. We'll see. I don't know. All right, just thought I'd share. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on him, because he's still green on that side, but he's really yellow on the bottom back there. All right, talk to you in a few.